Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl eToro, aka I See You Glam, and we are back, baby. Back with something a little bit different today, okay? As I've been scrolling through my YouTube feed, I've come across a lot of videos like this, all about femininity and increasing your feminine energy. And as I was watching these videos, I kind of was just like, this is genius. I think it's such an important conversation for women, young and old alike, to have. And I think it's a conversation that's not had enough. And it's not something that I noticed wasn't discussed until I kind of like got to college and started meeting other people who really didn't know that there is such thing as a feminine energy and a feminine vibration. And you either have it or you don't. But fear not, because if you feel like you don't have it, there are plenty ways to increase your feminine energy and kind of like bring out that woman inside of you. So before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Come on, y'all know the drill. Thumbs up the video, thumbs it down if you don't like it, and leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think, and tell your mother, your baby father, your best friend, tell everybody to pull up, because we finna get it cracking. All right, let's go. So just a little backstory on how I think I developed and found my feminine energy, right? My mom was my very first level up. Like, everything I know today about being feminine really started with my mom. You know, God, I owe that woman a lot. Like, ever since I was younger, like, my mom has really always instilled in me the importance of, like, wherever you go, no matter where you're going, dress well, because you never know where you're going to end up, who you're going to see, where you're going to be. Two things my mom always tells me I should never, three things my mom tells me I should never leave the house with is earrings on my ears, lipstick on my lips, and a pen in my bag. Like, my mom has just always kind of put me on to the importance of being a woman and being feminine and knowing how to own that energy and activate that energy in your life. And to me, it was just second nature, because that's the way I was brought up. And I'm telling you guys, from young, you know, I know some of y'all gonna be like, oh, but you know, kids don't need makeup. And it's not even about the act of making up. I think it was just the act of being feminine. My mom always drilled in me from young, and I honestly just thought it was something that everybody knew and everybody did. And I just felt like, okay, these are things that my mom is telling me, so that means like her mom's probably telling her and her mom's probably telling her. But a lot of people like never really learned these things, and I think it really comes to show a lot now when you see women that really don't know how to tap into that feminine side. And you know, it's just a part of life. Like, men are meant to be men, women are meant to be women. We're different for a reason, right? And I think it's not even talking about just how we look or how we, you know, our body parts and stuff like that. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time, man. I'm not trying to go there with y'all. But it's really, there's really such thing as activating your feminine energy, and there are tons of videos on YouTube that are all about it. And I think it's really, really great, because it gives an opportunity to women and girls, young and old alike, who never had that experience, like while growing up, either whether it's from your mom, a big sister, older cousins, or whatever, who never were put onto that game and never had that level up. Like, now is your time to level up, because trust me and believe me, there are things in this life that you'll see when you activate your feminine energy. You know, it's just the world that we live in. I'm gonna share with you guys some of the tips that I incorporate into my life, my daily living, to be my most feminine self. Okay, ladies, first things first, it is super important in activating your feminine energy that you develop a very strong and well thought out and well maintained personal hygiene routine. Speaking from example, like, I'm someone who spares no expense when it comes to my personal hygiene, like facials, hair, nails, makeup, skincare, body care. Like, I go the extra mile, because it really speaks true to the type of woman that you are, okay? And I'm gonna let y'all know some real facts. Like, there are certain things that people pay attention to in our society and look for as cues to how feminine you are, right? Even just something as little as making sure your nails are groomed. Like, I'm not saying you have to have 30-inch acrylics and they have to be what's that thing y'all do now, at S&S dip powder. Even if you don't want to take it to that level, I'm talking about well-groomed manicured nails, cuticles on point, nails trimmed and even, filed, buffed, shiny, like little things that are really key to being a woman. When you see a woman that looks like she pays attention to every detail, and her ey's are dotted, her T's are crossed when it comes to her personal hygiene, society really tends to take those women a lot more serious. You look like you just mean more. You mean more about your business. You look like you put more thought into the things that reflect the type of person that you are. So please work on developing your personal hygiene. And I know some people may be like, duh, like obviously, but like really, you'd be surprised how many people don't know that you should exfoliate your skin. And I'm talking about your entire skin, not just your face, like 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how rough you are. But you should be exfoliating regularly. You should be, you know, you should have a proper skincare routine, because you should be invested in how your skin looks. You know, your nails should be taken care of. Your hair should be neat and tidy. And you know, down there goes, we're not gonna get into the down there area, but you gotta take care of yourself inside out. So drink your water, use your coconut oil, develop your personal hygiene routines, okay? And tying in along with your personal hygiene routine, it is so important, ladies, in being your most feminine self, that you smell good, okay? I made this separate from personal hygiene because there are a few things that I think are really important in the smell good category. To know me is to know that I love smell goods. Like, I love, my perfume collection is off the charts, and I think every woman, every feminine woman should have a decent perfume collection, even if that's like 1 or 2 perfumes that you really love. You don't have to have a million, but every woman should own a perfume. And you develop your own scents. Like, I'm not saying you gotta go out and buy $500 perfumes and all of that, but you gotta invest in your smell goods. I have personally ranges, you know, there's levels to it. So like my smelling good routine starts from in the shower. So I use certain oils and certain exfoliants that leave a scent on the skin. I use body sprays and infusions and essences and perfumes. I use all those things to make sure I'm always smelling my best. And take your time, you know, develop your own personal scent. Like, find what works best for you. Some people like florals and vanillas and sweet scents. I personally like something a little bit more oriental. I like my scents a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier. Like, some of my favorites are Byredo's Bal d'Afrique. I like my scents to be a little bit heavier. That's just, I don't know, my personal fragrance. But yeah, smell good. Trust me, smell good. Next up on our list, ladies, is I think it's kind of like something I want you to live by and kind of think of always when you're trying to be your most feminine self, right? It's the idea of living feminine, right? Not just getting feminine when it's time to be. So like all around femininity, like when you wake up in the morning, when you're getting ready in the morning, when you're leaving your house, when you're returning, when you're getting ready for night, when you're getting ready for bed, when you're sleeping. Like, I want you to always think living feminine. So the next thing I had jotted down was investing in sweet and sexy and cute pajamas. The things that you sleep in your pajamas can make a whole lot of difference in your level of femininity, right? Because the way we go to sleep and the way that we lie and lay in bed really determines how we wake up. Really, we don't really think about it, but it really does. And I always just feel like, don't get me wrong, like I have my days I don't always wear my cute, sweet, sexy pajamas to sleep, especially because I sleep alone and ain't nobody checking for me, you know. But I do always try to, you know, have my days out of the week where I put on my cute pajamas, I put on my sexy pajamas, I put on my most feminine pajamas in order to increase my femininity. Because believe it or not, once you put on those pajamas, like you do your night routine, right? Imagine this, picture this. You've just taken a shower. You just put on your mask. You've rinsed off your mask. You're now applying your serums and your essences, and you put on your cutest, sweetest, silkiest piece of pajama. Anybody that tries to tell me that's not a woman that's laying in that bed is a damn lie. I don't know if it's just me, maybe I'm crazy, but I always feel like when I put on my cute, sexy pajamas, I'm just on one. I'm just the most beautiful, sweetest, cutest, sexiest thing on the planet. And when I wake up in the morning, I still carry that energy. It's just something about seeing yourself in that light and putting yourself in that light. So when I say living feminine, I mean like, don't just wake up in the morning and do all these routines and you go to sleep at night and you're back at square one. Like, carry it on, like carry it through your day, through your night, through your day, through your night. And before you know it, everything becomes habit. Everything becomes second nature. Next up on the list is the importance of having a dainty feminine energy. Now, I know because of the world that we live in, you know, we've really been taught that you've got to be Miss Independent and you've got to just bulldoze everybody and nobody can mess with you because you're just here and you're just strong, and all of that is great and well, and I love it, and trust me, I embody that energy a lot when I need to, but I don't always. You gotta know when to be your most dainty and feminine self, right? You have to know that there's a place in this world for our feminine energy, and there's a place in this world for our dainty energy. It is okay to allow people to open doors for you. It is okay to allow people to help you fix your tires or put up your shelves or put up your cabinets. And it's also okay to be independent and know how to do those things on your own. But because you know how to do them doesn't mean you always have to do them. Proverbs 3 verse 19. Okay. There are going to be a lot of times in your life where you'll have to actively, especially with the world that we live in now, because so often we're pushed to be so independent, but you'll have to actively be a woman. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to be sweet. It's okay to be all those things that people think women are, because we are women. We're soft. We're tender to touch. That's what makes people love us. Women make the world go round, and don't you ever forget it. Okay, so stop letting the world give you that pressure of always having to be on top and just be smashing everybody that you see. If you meet a guy and he wants to open all the doors and he wants to pull your chair out and he wants to do all those things, allow him. But it's really, really, really important in finding your dainty energy that it includes you being positive, you know, smile. Ladies, smile. It is okay to smile. You don't gotta grill, deep check everybody that you see. Smile. Now, just a couple tips before we head out. I wanted to give you guys a little rundown of things that I like to keep in my handbag and my purse, on my person at all times when I'm trying to be my most feminine, which is always. So things that are going to keep you fresh and on top of your game. You always gotta have hand lotion in your bag. Carry your cuticle oil, especially in the winter months. Especially if you get acrylic nails and fake nail extensions, keep your cuticles moisturized, because if they're dry, we will know and we will not like it. Keep a mini perfume, a mini body spray, some fragrance in your bag, so if you ever need to spruce up at any moment, you will always be ready. Carry your lip balm and your gloss, because nobody wants chapped lips. Icy Glam Cosmetics coming soon, so make sure you copy your own. If you're watching this video after it already dropped, the link will be down in the description box below. Carry a pen and a mini notepad. I don't know, my mom always told me growing up, like, every lady should always carry a pen and something to write on in their bag, because you just never know what you're gonna need to write down. Even though it's 2020 and everybody uses their phone, I think there's something feminine about writing things down, hence why I keep tons of notebooks. Very feminine notebook, I know, but I keep tons of notebooks and stuff because I just think it's like really classic and really old-fashioned, the idea of penning things down, you know. Yeah. So just to sum things up for you ladies, I don't want this video to feel too superficial or like I'm just scratching at the surface, even though we kind of are just scratching at the surface. But these are really real life tips and tricks that I feel like some women really didn't know or haven't been told, or, you know, not everyone has that person or anyone in their life that really holds them and says this is how a woman should be, especially like coming from you know, I'm fortunate enough that my mom wasn't like this, but I know a lot of African children, you know, just speaking from like the African experience, I know a lot of like African children who weren't brought up to be told these things about like the importance of shaving and hair removal. I didn't even touch on hair removal. Ladies, if you have to shave it, wax it, laser it, nair it, do whatever it is you gotta do, But yeah, hair removal is also part of body maintenance, and I think those are things that some girls growing up, especially in certain cultures and things, you know, it's kind of one of those topics that aren't really spoken about. It kind of goes along with like sex and stuff like that. Like, it's just not really talked about. But then all of a sudden you turn 25 and it's like, where's the husband? Why are your legs hairy? Where are the kids? But how I'm gonna do those things if you never told me what I'm supposed to do? I wanted to make this video because I really feel like femininity is something that I always try to embody. I just think that's a lot of the energy I was born with. My spirit in general is very feminine. I just love the idea of being a woman. I really do, and I won't lie about it. I love the idea of being a woman. I love the softness that comes with being a woman. I love how dainty you're allowed to be being a woman. I love how fresh, how sweet, how sugary women are. And not every woman has that specific feminine energy, but I think the important thing here is just finding what your feminine energy is and embodying it and loving it and embracing it and being the most feminine you that is you. So you don't gotta be me and I don't gotta be you, but just be you. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I think 2020, I'm kind of getting this like sit down and chat vibe. Like, it really is the wave. It really is the wave, and I'm feeling it. And I think it's really important that we start having more of these inner glam chats, because when I started I See You Glam, I always said I wanted to combine the inner and the outer. So I see you glam, I see you, like I see your beauty, I see your glam, but on different levels. You know, so let's not always just get caught up on the outside. Let's talk, let's chat. But take care, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.